Hello and welcome to This is Portsmouth, a show produced for Pompey Islanders and one that looks at the various goings on in and around the UK's only island city.
Yes, we are so glad that you've joined us today because we've got so much exciting stuff coming up.
I'm Oliver Langton.
And I'm Georgia Pontin.
And this is Portsmouth. We're back broadcasting live from the University of Portsmouth's Eldon building right here in the heart of the city.
Yep, we're university students with the one goal of letting you know all about the news, gossip, sport and anything else that we think that you should know going on around the island.
Coming up, we learn about the Clean Air Zone, which is coming to Portsmouth and how it will affect you.
We have stories about a contemporary art centre in Portsmouth that was created by artists.
And a brand new mural that's just been painted by Artist Dreph, immortalising a woman who has done amazing community work here in Portsmouth.
And what happened to the annual Christmas light switch on, as well as letting you know about all the Christmas events going on this month.
And while we look forward to all the great things in the future, we must remember to take a look back on the past every once in a while.
Remembrance Sunday is an important event for everyone, but particularly for Portsmouth with its vast naval history.
This is Portsmouth went to take in the proceedings and experience the emotion of the event. On the 11th of November, let us not forget.
So I'm Stephen Morgan, the Member of Parliament for Portsmouth South and the Shadow Armed Forces Minister. It's really good to be here today. It's been an incredibly difficult couple of years for our city and our country, and we've really struggled to mark remembrance in the ways that we have done in the past. But this year has been really special for our armed forces, 80 deployments around the world and people stepping up and serving, driving ambulances, testing patients in communities and also delivering the booster programme. So incredibly important work for our armed forces. So I think Portsmouth always does remembrance really well, and my grandfather was a D-Day veteran. He left Southsea on his 70th birthday, so it's really special for me and my family, and it's so good to see so many people from across Portsmouth coming here today to pay their respects to mark the freedoms and peace we enjoy today. So a really special day.
My name's Kathy, I am the Poppy Appeal Organiser for Portsmouth Central. This is Leanne, she is my deputy, and this is our lovely friend Ken. Suez Canal.
British Legion had a coronation medal, and that's the Queen Silver Jubilee. And I think our Queen is a lovely lady. I wish I'd looked to meet her. That day I got the coronation medal, it's absolutely marvellous.
From when I was small, I was always very much a granddad's girl. My granddad was in World War II and landed on Normandy Beach, so I was very much doing this for him. I've now been volunteering for the Poppy Appeal for 12 years, taken over as the organiser the past 2 years.
It's important for the younger generation to know what it's about, so for them to be involved, it's really important.
And see all those little kids all dressed up, absolutely marvellous. When my boys were little, I used to come on parade in the Guildhall with them when they were in the Naval Cadets. And I think all those kids are wonderful.
It's very important because there's still so much conflict in the world, and I think at least once a year we should be remembering what others have done in the past and even now, you know, fighting to defend our freedom and our liberty. So it's really important, and I think it's an opportunity for each one of us to personally reflect on how can we change our behaviour, how can we reach out to other people, how can we reduce the risk of misunderstanding, risk of conflict. And certainly, I mean, most people here know of people in the armed forces who have a relative or somewhere in their family who've died and sacrificed, so that, you know, we enjoy the freedoms we have today.
It's really important that all our veterans that you see like going on parade and those that can't be here because they're out fighting somewhere, it's just important so they know we appreciate what they're doing and we respect them, really. Because it isn't just about like World War I, World War II, it's every war. It's all the forgotten wars, the Gulf War, Kosovo, everything.
Myself, I was in the National Service. I did serve in the Suez Canal and Cyprus. All these other people that fought in the wars, they must all heroes to me. Absolute heroes.
So are you?
I'm just a miner.
No, you're not. You're a hero too.
You are a hero.
A very special moment and a good chance to reflect.
Yes, definitely one to remember. Next, in an ambition to make Portsmouth carbon neutral, Portsmouth Council has added a new clean air zone to the city, which hasn't impressed some locals.
Portsmouth has been striving for years to become a leader in the UK for environmental research and development, and their latest venture comes in the form of low emission zones. Taking a leaf from London's plans, the council has devoted a part of Portsmouth in the southwest to reducing emissions from vehicles that don't meet a required threshold. This does not directly affect every person on the roads of Portsmouth, but will affect public transport in areas such as heavy goods vehicles, buses, coaches and taxis. This, the council is hoping, will lead to more companies and individuals investing in greener modes of transport such as electric or more efficient forms of petrol and diesel. The idea is that reducing the amount of pollution produced by older vehicles will lead to cleaner air in the specified areas and thus benefit residents and people travelling to and from the area. Private cars, vans and motorcycles will not be charged, but older buses, coaches and HGVs will be charged £50 for each day of use, and taxis and hire vehicles will be charged £10 for each day of use.
The system is now in place, and based on social media, Portsmouth residents have a mixed view on the new changes. So we asked members of the public if they were aware of the new system and what they think of it.
Personally, I'm not for or against it. I want the environment to be safe, but at the same time, I don't want to have to pay a little bit extra on top of it. So, don't know, you know where I stand right now.
Yeah, I've heard about it, but I don't know too much about it, really and truly. You know what I'm saying? Just heard a couple of things. Apparently, it's like £50, you know, on your budget, maybe, as far as I know, to be honest.
So I think it's good for the environment, obviously, but it's a bit too much for everyone that drives a car. There's taxes, but what the main thing is that it's really reducing the amount of choices we have for what car we want to drive.
I've been here for like, what? It's like my fifth year now. And like when I first came to Portsmouth, you know, I thought to myself like, raw, like housing's really cheap here. Things are just all around really cheap in comparison to where I live, which is London. But now, obviously, the past few years, COVID, all that stuff, everything's gone higher.
Overall, the changes seem to be a controversial one. Hopefully the system proves to be impactful and can improve the city in a way that is beneficial to everyone.
Yep, as changes are happening in the city with new policies, the next piece looks at an artist who has changed the look of a wall and created a striking image of a local community hero.
My inspiration to use spray paint as the main medium in my practice really is an evolution of the many years that I spent as a graffiti artist, graffiti writer. Obviously, spray paint was the main medium, predominantly to making lettering. But as my work evolved and I started to focus on figurative work, our work evolved from doing studio practice, was essentially oil painting, and then street practice was essentially spray paint. Marie came to the UK, decades ago, and originally came as a nurse, but ended up worked in a myriad of spaces and across the community. Worked as a mentor, carer, midwife, university, working in the university. She was a businesswoman. She was an event organizer. She's done so many different things. Essentially, what I found so inspirational about her was her dedication to working in the community and the community work that she's been doing. The mural itself, when I was approached by the event organisers, the subject was suggested to me, and there was already a suggestion of where the location of the wall was. Now, I obviously studied here. I studied at the university as a student, so I was very aware of the location. And it's one of those walls that you see and you never ever think it's a possibility to paint, let alone in a city like Portsmouth, where it doesn't have a big mural scene. You know, at the end of the day, it's on the side of the law courts. It's kind of unheard of, but they said they were going to try and make it happen, and they did. So it was absolutely an amazing location, and the fact that it's something that, you know, I see as I enter and leave my place of work is amazing. And it's also amazing that I have an opportunity to show the students that I teach my work in real time. I'm not concerned about vandalism of my work because, you know, like I said, my journey, I started off as a graffiti artist. Essentially, you make your work because you're happy that you've got a photograph. You know, the shelf life of the average graffiti piece, you know, can be days, if at all. So that's the way that I approach my work. Marie's reaction, I think she was overwhelmed. I think it's a big wall, and she walks past this wall to go to church. She walks past this wall about 3 times a week. So it's overwhelming. And, you know, obviously, usually what happens is I do the mural and then the subject sees it. But like, she was seeing the process and seeing the reaction. You know, she said to me she was standing outside last Sunday and like people were stopping taking photographs and then recognized her. And then that created a conversation. So, you know, it's really beautiful that it's actually something that she sees on a daily basis. And like I said to her, you know, she's very under the radar lady. She doesn't really want that kind of public display. But I said to her, you know, the motivation was that we wanted to inspire. And I think that so far it's been able to do that.
It really is a breathtaking piece, don't you think?
Oh yeah, absolutely stunning. I mean, Marie Costa, she could be walking to work and she gets to see that every day.
I know, and what's better is you can see it just outside the studio window.
I think she's been working 4 decades now on that.
Amazing.
Amazing woman, amazing.
Now, let's head over to Freya in our newsroom to bring you all the latest on what's happening right where you are.
Thank you, Georgia. Portsmouth is the first of its kind to introduce a new kind of zebra crossing that turns on LED lights as pedestrians approach. This is to make the crossing a safer experience at night. Councillor Lynn Stagg said that she's delighted that the UK is the first place in the UK to use the new innovative technology. Over to Portsmouth Football Club, where the boys are flying. Leeds, Chelsea and Manchester City after a disjointed start to the season. Pompey now rank joint best in League One, trying only with Rotherham on the form table. With their 8-game unbeaten run and recent 5 consecutive wins on the bounce, Cowley's men seem unstoppable and are now only 3 points off Sunderland, who sit in 6th. They travel away to relegation-threatened Gillingham tomorrow to try and close the gap on those playoff places. Now, if you've been out and about in the city centre, you'll have seen the Voice scooters dotted about. Well, these scooters have done lots of good in the fight against climate change, replacing nearly 60,000 car trips since March. The company has also faced scrutiny for 104 accidents. Inappropriate riding has also meant that almost 1,000 bans have had to be produced. The scooters will continue to be on trial until November 2022, if the authorities allow an extension. Along Southsea Walk, Brian Melton, who was out on his usual stroll across Luna Park and the seafront, was pounced upon by a crow who ferociously pecked the back of Byron's head a number of times. Believe it or not, this isn't the first time a crow-related attack has happened, as back in May, a runner was attacked not once but twice by a crow on separate ones. So people of Portsmouth, keep your eyes to the skies. And finally, a lollipop lady crowned the Mum of Stamshaw has received wide praise after her 17 years service to Stamshaw schools, spending 7 years at the junior school and 10 at the infant school. She said that today has been wonderful. I have felt like a star. However, Marilyn won't be gone for too long as she still plans on volunteering to support school trips and reading practice. And that is this week's news. Back to you in the studio.
Thank you so much, Freya. Well, Marilyn should be very proud of the dedication that she's shown to the children of Stamshaw. And it's wonderful to hear that she's not leaving school just yet.
Yes, very wholesome indeed. But if you're on the lookout for places to go in Portsmouth, one of the many places you could visit is the Aspects Art Galleries, showcasing the very finest in Portsmouth's contemporary art.
Aspects is Portsmouth's contemporary art gallery. We've actually been working in the city for 40 years. We're celebrating our 40th anniversary this year. And we've been showing contemporary art and providing opportunities for people of all ages to engage in art and creative activities since 1981. The gallery was set up in 1981 by artists, and it's always been focused on sort of artist practice. And this year it's been really exciting to reflect on our 40 years of history, and we've been writing sort of social media posts telling different aspects of our history over those 40 years.
At the moment in the galleries we've got a few different exhibitions showing work as part of Journeys Festival International, which include Wonderland by Mohammed Baranji and also Tale of Tresses by Mural Mamaganzi RDA. And we're really pleased to be showing the exhibitions and working with Journeys. And Mohammed also did a live painting in our artist studio last Friday. Both of the artists in the exhibitions as part of Journeys Festival International were asylum seekers and refugees. Both Mural and Mohammed actually come from Iran, and Mural's story is really interesting. She was working in Iran and started to develop a project which showed her hair and showed the hair of some of her friends, which in Iran is not allowed. So that put her in a really politically vulnerable position, and she moved to the UK to escape, possible threat. Mural then went and studied at the Birmingham School of Jewellery, which is a really well-known, really prestigious university to study jewellery, and has then been able to make work using women's hair.
Tonight we're opening the Platform Graduate Award. It's a really exciting project for us, and we've been involved in the project for 9 years. We get to work with 6 local universities and their recent graduates. So this covers the area all the way from Bournemouth up to Farnham and across to Chichester.
We showcase the work of new graduate artists, so we visit university degree shows and we meet new graduate artists and find out about their work. And in our case, we showcase the work of 12 new graduate artists from the sort of south area. And that will run from the 22nd of October right through until the 23rd of December.
It's really exciting to be showcasing the work of recent graduates. It shows what is most of interest to young artists today. It's also really exciting because there's so many mature students involved in contemporary art now, and so it really gives a sort of a reflection of the concerns of emerging artists.
I think there's a big event coming up soon. I wonder what it could be.
Christmas! It's Christmas!
Yep, Christmas is just around the corner, but you might not be feeling the holiday spirit just yet. Well, why don't you head down to Gunwharf Quays, who have turned their outlet shopping centre into a winter wonderland. There's so much food, including my favourite, Yorkshire pudding wraps.
Oh, Yorkshire pudding wraps, that sounds yummy. But
It does.
What's your favourite Christmas dinner?
Oh, the roast potatoes.
Oh, that's a good shout.
Without roast potatoes, it just isn't Christmas.
Isn't Christmas dinner.
Not
what about
at all.
yours?
Oh, gotta say Christmas ham. Always. Hands down.
Do you know what I like as well? Pigs and blankets.
I've never had them.
Never had pigs and blankets?
No, I've never
Get
tried
out.
them.
What's wrong with you? But yeah, pigs and blankets.
I love a pigs and blanket. It's
yeah.
Christmas special. Now, today and tomorrow, over in the Portsmouth Cathedral, is the Christmas gift market. Meet local jewellery makers and get some wonderful presents. And if that's not enough, the full urban vocal group choir will be performing along with I Can See Your Voice star and Pompey's own Amber Tremaine.
Speaking of music, what is your favourite Christmas song?
I would say every song from Sia Christmas album. It's
Okay.
amazing.
No, okay, nice. And yours?
Santa Tell Me from Ariana Grande.
Oh, Ariana Grande, that's a good shout. Georgia, your favourite?
Christmas wrapping by the waitresses.
Same.
Always.
I'll match that.
It
Nice.
puts me in the Christmas spirit. And finally, over at the Meat and Barrel on Palmerston Road, for £29 per person, you can join local artists for a paint and sip evening with a theme of polar love. Of course, there's no experience needed, and what's more, you even get to take your finished piece home with you at the end of the night.
I'm not allowed to speak to the microphone. I have to ask them if this is something you'd be interested to go into.
Anything really, I'm always open.
He's always open. All right, I've got some few more questions for you guys. Is that all right? So I want to know, what Christmas traditions do you and your family do?
Ooh. We open up one gift, so we choose one under the tree the day before Christmas, so Christmas Eve, and then, yeah, it's just...
Oh, I love
That's
that.
controversial.
I love that. I'm coming down this end because I want to know your favourite Christmas movie.
A Bad Mum's Christmas, probably, or The Grinch.
The Grinch?
Yeah,
No,
or
that's not
Elf.
mine.
Elf's good.
Elf or Home Alone?
Elf. I'm sorry.
You serious? This is not my favourite audience. And what about you guys?
I'm more Home Alone too.
Home Alone as well?
I love The Grinch.
The Grinch. And what about you guys in general? Home Alone 2. Huh? Home Alone 2? You love Actually? Yeah. Nah, I don't want that one. And loathe or love Brussels sprouts?
They're alright, they're not bad.
Not bad?
They're decent.
Decent Brussels sprouts?
When they're cooked alright.
When they're cooked all right. When they're cooked all right. Do we think it's going to snow this year in Portsmouth?
I hope.
Hope so.
Better do.
Fingers crossed.
Snow day.
I just want
Got to be a
make
bit of snow.
snowman.
Bit of snow. And does anyone have a good story where they got a worse Christmas present? A really bad one?
I don't know.
He doesn't know. Best Christmas present?
I just don't do the gifts.
You don't do the gifts?
No.
It's not Christmas without the gifts. We'll have to sort out some gifts after, Georgia.
Not
We'll get him
Christmas.
something.
Yeah, we'll sort something out for you. It's not Christmas without gifts.
Oh, well, I know I'm going to ask the next question too. What was your worst Christmas present?
Probably anything to do with like socks. Like my granny used to give me my granny used to give me stuff from like the pound store.
The pound store?
Yeah.
Do you know what I'm really looking forward to this year? Another set of Lynx spray.
Definitely.
Lynx Africa.
As long as it's Lynx
Yeah,
Africa.
Lynx Africa,
That's
it
the
has
best
to
one.
be.
It's always a Lynx Africa set.
Always.
Every time.
When I see the box under the tree, I know exactly what's there. No, it's not a new PlayStation, it's Lynx Africa.
You can never go wrong with it, honestly.
Best
Best
edition.
tradition.
Yeah. God, it's not Christmas without that. Not Christmas without that. And finally, do you know it's Christmas, Georgia?
Do you know, I only know it's Christmas when the Christmas lights are turned on. I love the Christmas lights. Ollie, do you like Christmas lights?
Love the Christmas lights. Let's see what the atmosphere was like when they were turned on last week.
Love it or hate it, it's that time of the year again for decorating Christmas trees, browsing your favourite market stalls, getting cosy with a hot chocolate and filling your stockings. But most importantly, getting together with loved ones. For the first time in 2 years, Commercial Road switches on their lights. Let's hear from the public on how this special event brought the community together after the pandemic.
Christmas for Portsmouth starts in Commercial Road.
We both come here every single year. We absolutely love it, and I was so glad it was on again this year.
It's Christmas. It's for kids and grandparents. And as I'm a grandparent, I love it.
This lights switch on event is a lovely event, and it has its own atmosphere. People maybe decide to come together more often and find different events and enjoy and attend.
You know, like when the lights are on, the whole place will be lit up and it's beautiful. It's so beautiful. It's spectacular.
So we are here, we're representing Jack and the Beanstalk at the
King's Theatre. I play the princess, but I didn't have to come in costume tonight. Jack plays Dame Trot.
I do.
And we are switching on the Christmas lights.
Yay! I mean, it's great because we've got so many people the other side here, and they come every year, obviously not last year, so I think this year is going to be even bigger and better, so we're so excited.
Count with me, here we go. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Close it! Christmas has officially started in Portsmouth.
It's really good because it wasn't on last year, so it was good to come to this one this year.
Yeah, I mean, the kids see, they miss it, and to lose a year when you're young is very, you know, such a shame.
Yeah, it felt like there was something missing, and because of COVID, very isolating and didn't feel like Christmas.
It's so nice this year to actually feel like it's Christmas again. Feels like Christmas has just begun.
It certainly has. Commercial Road has brought us all together once again for a less lonely Christmas. Merry Christmas, Portsmouth, and let the festivities begin.
You know, that reminds me, I actually need to get my Christmas shopping done.
You get me anything?
Have you been good?
I have been good. Well, I tried to be. But what are you thinking for Christmas this year?
Okay, so I want a puppy, I want new shoes, I want a new handbag, probably a new phone. I think that's it.
She don't ask for much, does she? She wants a dog and a phone. But, well, I mean, I can see what I can sort out after the show. We'll go shopping after, have a look around.
Let's go.
But that's everything we've got. That's everything for today's show.
So many stories. There's always so much going on in Portsmouth.
Yeah, but unfortunately, if we tried to cram it all in today's show, we'd be here for ages. But that means you just have to come back when we return in 2 weeks' time.
Yes, if you have any wonderful stories to share with us, no matter how big or small, contact us using @ThisIsPortsmouthTV.
Or send us an email using tisp@port.ac.uk. Thanks for watching, everyone. Thank you, studio audience. Thank you very much. And that's a good bite. There we go. That's a good bite from me, Oliver.
And from me, Georgia.
And from Freya. With our wonderful news.
Amazing.
And this is Portsmouth. Goodbye.